Hi, this is Linda and Aaron with Traveling Flamingo, and cruising can be really expensive. So when anything is free, I'm all over that. So what is included on the new Sun Princess? You might be surprised how much you can get without paying extra. We tried all the included dining. There's lots of activities, entertainment. We are going to go through it all so you don't have to miss out on something that wasn't going to cost you extra.
So we're going to start off with dining, maybe one of the most important parts of your cruise. So Princess has two different levels. There's Premier and there's Plus, and then there is just the basic fare. So we're going to talk about the basic fare here, what's included if you don't buy either of those, because we want to make sure that you have a nice, cheap voyage as much as you can. So let's start with dining. On the main dining rooms, there's two. There's Soleil and there's the Eclipse dining room. Those two dining rooms are your MDRs. So that's your main dining room. They have both set times and any time. So you'll be in one or the other based on which one it is. And we went there a few times. It was good. The menu was very limited. There wasn't as much food as we would have probably liked on the menu. There wasn't many options. The menu was good. We found the food quality on Sun Princess, to be specific. This was the last cruise we were on, was on Sun Princess, was kind of lacking in terms of flavor and so forth. Some of the other restaurants on board that you also don't have to pay for that we'll talk about later almost had more options and more food, but the main dining rooms, they were good. They had a bunch of stuff that you would probably like, but we found the change from what Princess used to be, where you had your standard menu and the new menu. It just wasn't very many options.
Yeah, at Soleil and Eclipse, we really liked the large windows out the back, the windows on the side. For our dining, because we were eating a bit earlier, it was nice to be able to see out. Something that's new on the Sun Princess is the Americana, which is also considered an MDR, and it's actually near where the Eatery is, which we'll talk about later, at the back, so deck 9. And that's a really cool option, how they have it. It's a little bit more informal. It is still table service, and it's included, which is what we're talking about. And more of American diner style food and options. And they've got the cool robots that can come around and bring you your food. And
they were very cool.
It's worth trying. Again, it's definitely just your sort of fish and chips, breakfast kind of foods.
It's burger. A diner.
It's a diner. So the menu is what you would expect for a diner, but it's definitely worth checking out one day.
Also good extra seating if you're in the buffet, because that's still a section during the buffet that you can go into.
At breakfast time when it's very busy.
So on the Sun Princess, the buffet is now the Eatery. That's where you're going to go for your breakfast, lunch, and dinner. They do have a bunch of buffet food, but it's done differently. It's not the same buffet where you can serve yourself. They will serve you. So for those of you who remember the shutdown, when you would pass the plate over to the person on the other side who works there, they would go ahead and put the food on your plate and then give it back to you. It's very similar to how this works for the Eatery. So it was good, but we found it was very busy and that it was very difficult to get the food that you wanted because, for instance, if you wanted to get a croissant, you had to wait in a line for the bread section. If you wanted to have scrambled eggs, you had to wait in the line for the scrambled egg section. You couldn't just grab it yourself. And I get that you wait in line in buffets too, but sometimes they're busier than others. It was very condensed and there wasn't that many options.
Yeah, it was very busy at breakfast, and I was surprised actually how busy at dinner it was for a buffet. But I think you're right also in having them serve you, slowed it down a little bit.
Yeah.
Now, we did enjoy our brunch there. We often enjoyed going back to the Americana where it was nice and quiet. There's a lot of crew and staff there bringing you coffee and juices and stuff, which was nice. So you're not, trying to wait for those as well. So there was options, go the whole way around the buffet. It's a big U, and at lunch and dinner, what's on the left and the right is different, but for breakfast, it's all the same. Anyway, it's included, and it's great for being able to get something quick. And there's some flexibility in there. I think that the options are limited because they've got some other food places elsewhere, which can make it hard if somebody wants burgers, but now they have to go over here.
And they did have some really good food at the International Cafe, which we've always been fans of. That you could get that was in the buffet, like croissants and different sort of breakfasts. So they did have the ability to grab quick food, but the Eatery itself felt like it was a bit slower, felt like it was a bit more difficult to get the food that you wanted.
Yeah, so we'll go into the International Cafe because it's open 24 hours. The drinks cost extra, so the coffees, teas, but the food there is included. So there's some really nice looking treats. The treats don't rotate as much as they have on other sailings with different cruise lines, so that was sort of surprising. But the sandwiches were actually really good. So when you order it, they warm it all up for you.
Yeah.
And I know that was one thing we did one day is I wanted the sandwiches and you guys were having the buffet, so we sort of separated and then all came back together. So definitely an area worth checking out, and it's great in that piazza area that you can grab snacks there and stuff.
Yeah, they really made that section more sort of a place that you can connect with other people as opposed to being off to the side. Yeah. So one thing you might notice is at the buffet, they don't have like your hot dogs and your hamburgers and that sort of food, but they do have the promenade dining. So the promenade dining is basically a barbecue station with your hot dogs, hamburgers, etc. that's outside that you can get that from and then take it into the eatery or elsewhere. So it's kind of a novel idea. Very nice because I think the hours are a bit different, and so you're able to get hot dogs, hamburgers without having to be on the Lido decks.
So that takes us into the Lido deck, I would say, and they have some pretty good dining on the Lido deck. It is open sort of for lunch and early dinner, so like 11:30 till 6, and they've got freshly made burgers. When you go up, they give you a buzzer, and so it's cooked as you order it versus being sitting there for a long time. So we took advantage of that.
Yeah.
Hamburgers, there's a nice big salad bar, tacos. We actually found we ate there a lot because you have great views. You're up on the pool deck, floor to ceiling windows, and the flexibility of food options just worked really well for us this sailing.
I did have a question for those of you from New York. Let me know. They had a New York hot dog, which included relish, the crispy onions, and mustard. Is that a thing in New York? It was really good. I just don't know if that's actually a thing in New York. So I'd be very interested for those of you who are from New York if that's a thing. So there's also your Lido coffee and cones. For those who don't have any packages, you get ice cream. So they do have ice cream that is available to you complimentary at Coffee and Cones, and it's very good. We really enjoyed it. Most cruise ships have free ice cream. This was nice to have, and especially on a warm day in the summer, you really want to have it.
So food isn't the only thing included. There's also a lot of entertainment on board. You've got the theater, and they do a lot of Broadway style shows. Princess is known for that. The quality is very good. They also have the Dome, which is new on the Sun Princess, and it's a beautiful area, totally worth checking out. Very comfortable loungers during the day. There's the little pool you can swim in, tiered loungers, sort of theater style, and it seemed to be the prime napping location.
Yeah.
I think half the people were asleep when we went through. So very, very relaxing. And then they also have done the Piazza as an entertainment space, as Erin was saying. And as you go up the different decks, because it's 3 different decks, they've sort of got a couple rows of theater seating as well. So as they're doing different shows down there and activities in the area, you can sit and enjoy the show. So they have a few different venues to be checking out in addition to live music all over the ship and in different places. So Princess does really include a lot in that that you don't need to be paying extra for the entertainment as well.
Yeah, it was a bit interesting for those who know Princess. They usually have the Princess Live Theater, and a lot of the stuff like Deal or No Deal, etc., line dancing, things like that, were done actually in the atrium area, in the Piazza, or what used to be called the Piazza. That was done in that area, and they had these large screens, and that was really kind of cool to see. And it was 3 stories high, and people could watch. That's where they do the champagne on the first day with all of the crew of the ship. It was really nice to see. And then, of course, Princess always has live music everywhere, which is really enjoyable. There's basically every part of the ship you'll hear somebody playing some sort of live music.
And thinking of that, they did have the Princess Live Theater, but they had more like bingo and different style activities. I think they really did make use of that piazza space with the big theater. And the activity staff are amazing.
Yeah.
Everything from line dancing to Deal and No Deal to things happening on the pool deck. So be sure to check out it on the app and the Princess Patter. If there's stuff going on, go and check it out. Even if you don't want to participate, just sitting and watching some of those activities is a nice way to spend a day.
Especially since you're right by the International Cafe. So you can grab a pastry and then watch other people.
Absolutely.
That's great. So as Princess always has, there's movies under the stars. They show, new release movies in the open air that you're able to watch. They're really good at night. I've always enjoyed that. I have a bit of a soft spot for movies under the stars. My father, we were on a group trip many, many, many years ago, and he wanted to do it. That's the one thing he wanted to do. And we were there, Linda was there, the rest of my family was there, and everybody abandoned him. He was the only one left watching movies under the stars. But he enjoyed it, we all enjoyed it, and to this day we still laugh about abandoning my dad at movies under the stars with like 7 reserved chairs. So he was one of those guys. So when it comes to kids' activities, there are activities that are free for kids from 3 to 17, which is great for those who want to go explore, meet other people. So there's a bunch of different activities that they have on the ship.
Yeah, and they have the rooms based by age, which is nice. So you're within your sort of demographic, and they do activities that are geared to that age. I mean, we have many friends who've sailed with their kids, and they love the activities that are provided. So make sure you check in on the first day, get the schedule of what happened. And a lot of them stay in contact with each other for years to come. So definitely something worth checking out. It's nice it is included, because sometimes it's fun to go off and do your own thing and come back together later on and chat about what you did.
Plus, they had a skee ball machine, which personally I'm a huge fan of. So if anybody likes skee ball, let us know. But they had a skee ball machine, which I would have loved as a kid to have tried. So probably something many of you don't think about, but some of you do when it comes to fitness on a cruise ship. It was a really nice area. Some cruise lines have the fitness area in the middle of nowhere where you can't see anything. There was really good views from the fitness center, sort of made you a bit more upbeat while you used it. They had your standard, fitness equipment that you'd see on most ships. So nothing particularly spectacular when it comes to the amount of stuff on the ship. However, the views were good. It was a really nice fitness area, fairly large.
Yeah, floor to ceiling windows is nice. Tons of cardio equipment. We do see a lot of that, but they do have a weight area. And the pro tip is to go on the port days, because on sea days it is slammed. People are taking advantage and working out while away.
Yeah.
From delicious food to entertainment, the Sun Princess does include a lot with your cruise fare. So what's your favorite perk that's included? Let us know in the comments below. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch our video. We hope that you got some helpful hints from it. Thanks for watching, and happy travels.